Welcome, travelers. Welcome, travelers of the lands of the interwebs. Welcome to another strange, peculiar, and awkward episode of Bible study devotional, BMX learning, more into the realms of flatland BMX, into that discipline, where you can learn this stuff in many areas. Right now we're riding in a 15 by 15 square foot area, and there's actually a bunch of gnarly pro riders that I actually see they ride in these really little areas, which is really hard to ride in this little thing, but it is doable. And so that's the other thing. And I think we're also going to be getting I think what I'm going to try to do, I think I'm going to get like the cheapest bike or something like that, because I have been getting some comments saying, you guys can't get like a normal bike and stuff, and you guys can only get the Walmart bikes and stuff like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to get like a Walmart bike, like the cheapest Walmart bike, and we'll see because I'd like to think that you could do a lot of these tricks on that bike, but I'm actually not quite sure, right? But I'm pretty sure you could do track stands and stuff like that. And that's the other thing, right? Because I feel like some people could be getting into BMX riding, but because maybe they can't get a normal bike and stuff like that, they end up maybe getting a scooter or maybe getting into something else, right? So I do kind of want to maybe show that it is possible to learn a lot of this flatland stuff on any type of bike. You can even learn it on like a road bike and stuff. There's actually a whole scene called artistic cycling where they do it on fixed gear road bikes. Anyway, let us get into the Bible study. And I think today we're going to pick a psalm. Well, actually, I guess I can already pick the psalm. We're going to read it, and then we're going to get into looking up some commentaries on it. So yeah, let's do that. The psalm that I chose today, I honestly have never looked up a commentary on it. Now, I was going to get into Psalms 23, but it's a very famous psalm, and we've done a lot of Bible studies on Psalms 23. So I was like, you know what, let's go let's just choose this psalm. I've never really did a Bible study on this psalm, so let's just read it, all right? I guess maybe I should read it on the screen right here. Let's see here. Psalms 25 of David. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. O my God, in you I trust. Let me not be put to shame. Let not my enemies exult over me. Indeed, none who wait for you shall be put to shame. They shall be ashamed who are wantonly treacherous. Make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Now, actually, that is one of the parts I actually kind of wanted to look up, that part right there, because I think that's very interesting. Imagine the Lord teaching you his paths. Imagine if, like, the Lord was... Because you know how it is said that the Lord establishes our steps, right? And the Lord goes before us, right? And it's just so... And now, this is actually a really weird thing to think about, right? But it's just so weird to think about, like, prophets and things of that nature. Prophets and seers. There are prophets and seers in the Bible, right? A seer is basically just a prophet that sees things. You could look it up as well. But the thing is that's really weird to think about is that these prophets... the Lord kind of relayed this information to them in the future, right? From things in the future that was going to happen to us. And so I'm wondering, does sometimes he kind of like give us these little breadcrumbs of information to kind of lead us into something, or like inspire us to get a little deeper into the Word? I don't know, right? So that's why we're going to do these Bibles. But if we can think that he's establishing our steps and he knows our steps before we're taking them, then maybe... But I also feel like there is another level to that as well, because sometimes we do have free will, right? So it's not like every step he's like direct, but the thing is that we do have free will to not take that step if we so desire to, right? That's how I think of it anyway. I might be wrong though. But let's continue reading this psalm. Lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation.
For you I wait all the day long. Remember your mercy, O Lord, and your steadfast love, for they have been from old. Remember not the sins of my youth, my transgressions according to your steadfast love. Remember me for the sake of your goodness, O Lord. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore he instructs sinners in the way. He leads the humble in what is right and teaches the humble his way.
Well, I guess there's a big aspect right there. I guess we need to learn a bit more about humility, right?
Maybe that's what we'll get into as well. We'll get into humility because I guess that's a big aspect, is to learn how to be humble, right? All the paths of the Lord are steadfast love and faithfulness for those who keep his covenant and his testimonies. For your name's sake, O Lord, pardon my guilt, for it is great. Who is the man who fears the Lord? Him will he instruct in the way that he should choose. His soul shall abide in well-being, and his offspring shall inherit the land.
There's actually a lot of verses that say, I'm going to underline it right here. There's so many verses that say, inherit the land. I mean, that's not the only, I think I've read that, I think it's like mentioned like 5 times or something. I mean, I think it's even mentioned more than 5 times. But inheriting the land is a very, so I underlined it with green right there. But it's really strange when I read that, right? Sometimes, I know it sounds strange, sometimes it reminds me of the bike in some weird way. And sometimes I'm actually really curious if the Lord could be using the bicycle as some sort of means to help his ministry out. And because I don't know about you guys, but I've been meeting some really, really mysterious believers that ride bikes. Not only bikes, but skateboards and scooters and stuff like that. And they're just out there, bro. And that's the cool thing about the bike is you can kind of like traverse the lands. Like it sounds weird. It seems this whole stream's weird because I'm riding in this really, really little area, and it probably doesn't seem that fun. It probably seems like I'm just crazy and stuff like that. But the thing is, I do ride on Saturday. I try and go out on Saturday, right? Because I have to. Where I live at, I have to drive basically to areas. I'm not in Long Beach anymore. Where I can just ride my bike into the city and stuff like that. I literally have to like drive like 30, 40 minutes just to go into the city and find spots like that. But that's just where I'm at right now. But the thing is about the bike, well, you can park and you could just ride your bike and you could just explore and you could just observe all these different things, and it's just super fun. And I've just met so many believers on this vehicle, the bicycle. And sometimes it just makes me wonder if we're just like lane cruising it, just trying to hopefully maybe plant some seeds of faith. Yeah.
Now that's what I think about inheriting the land, because I think there's some other verses.
Let's actually look that up. I'm actually curious now, because I know it's mentioned many times because I've read it many times. Inherit the land Bible verses. Inherit the land Bible verses. I mean, what does that really mean, right? Maybe we should just do that. We should look up that because I'm actually not quite sure. So, okay, so there's some. So there's some other verses on there. There's Psalms 37:9, Psalms 37:11. But the meek shall inherit the land and delight themselves in abundant peace. Now that's cool, right? Okay, here's another one, another Psalms. Look at how many times it's mentioned. Psalms 37:9. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait for the Lord shall inherit the land. What does that mean? Are we just going to inherit the land? It's like so strange, right? It's just very strange to think about that. I think there's some other verses. Maybe that's only mentioned 3 times. Huh. Interesting. I guess it is only mentioned 3 times. Or I guess on this one it might be been mentioned more, but that is interesting. Inheriting the lands. What lands are we going to be inheriting? That's what I'm curious of. Okay, well there's actually another one. There's actually, I think some other ones. Let's read these. Wait for the Lord and keep his way, and he will exalt you to inherit the land. You will look on when the wicked are cut off. Man, that psalm is eerie. What in the world? What?
I'm actually curious now. What does it mean to inherit the land? Psalms 37:29. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell upon it forever. Huh. Wow, that's strange. There's Psalms 2:8. Ask of me, and I will make the nations your heritage and the ends of the earth your possession. What in the world? Dude, that's so strange. Okay, let me. We're actually probably gonna get into that. Let's finish this psalm. It's very weird. It's weird. I've never really heard. I'm gonna be really real. I don't even think I've ever really heard a sermon on inheriting the land. But I've read it. I mean, we've just read like 7, verses on it. It's a very interesting thing thinking about that, right? So let's continue. Where are we at? Oh yeah, we were at inherit the land. Let's just finish the psalm out, and then maybe we'll look up a Bible study on inherit the land. The friendship of the Lord is for those who fear Him, and He makes known to them His covenant. My eyes are ever toward the Lord, for He will pluck my feet out of the net. And I actually did underline that one, but that's actually another instance. That's actually an interesting one about plucking. He's going to rescue us from the traps. And in a previous psalm, it is mentioned that Satan is known as a fowler. Let's look that up. Satan the fowler. Satan the fowler verse. I actually don't think it says. I think it's another. It's another psalm, but this one's referencing the enemy. And that is Psalms 91:3. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. Now, a big thing about what fowlers do is a fowler is basically a trapper. He goes around and lays traps for people to just basically get into and get caught in. And there was this one pastor in Long Beach, and I remember him saying, sometimes the worst traps to be in is the traps that we actually don't know we're in. And sometimes the biggest traps that we can actually get ourselves into is the traps of the mind. It's almost like being under a curse. And that's actually some weird way to think about it, right? Because if you think about like a bear trap or just any trap, you see an animal get trapped, and sometimes like their paw gets caught and stuff like that, and they're like hindered, right? And if you imagine thinking about that very same scenario, but thinking about it in your mind and thinking about it in terms of what James brings up about curses, right? About our internal monologue and how our own internal monologue can basically relay us into almost being controlled by our emotions. And now take this with a big grain of salt, but I have heard this from another believer. He said if you want to actually, people that are, mentally unfit to control their emotions, they're actually more easier to control because you can start, kind of like controlling people via their emotions and stuff like that. It's really weird, right? It's very strange to think about, but you can think about it this sense, right? Imagine if we had a populace of people that just was always depressed, always in anxiety, always just angry, and their only relief was just to get drunk totally, to just forget everything and just use all these drugs and things of that nature, right? Well, in some way, you can almost like have that as like a kind of like a carrot on a stick to kind of like, lead them. I don't know. Yeah, take that with a big grain of salt, but I have heard that from some pastors. So it's good to gain some fortitude of the mind and some willpower so we can withstand our own inhibitions of our own emotions that can drive us into very negative aspects of our life. And it's destroyed many relationships, it's destroyed many lives, and we've done many Bible studies on that. But let's continue onward. Let's see here. Where am I at? Turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. Bring me out of my distresses. Consider my affliction and my trouble. Forgive all my sins. Consider how many are my foes, and what violent hatred they hate me. O guard my soul and deliver me. Let me not be put to shame, for I take refuge in you. May integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait for you. Redeem Israel, O God, out of all his troubles. I think Israel, isn't that another name for Jacob? I think that might be another name for Jacob. Wait, let me see real quick. Is Israel another name for Jacob? Is Israel another name for Jacob? I think that was his like last name that he got, right? Oh wait, maybe it's not. Okay. I think maybe, right? Jacob, Hebrew, Yaakov, also called Israel. Okay, yeah. Hebrew, okay, interesting. Intriguing. Okay, well, let's look up what does it mean that we shall inherit the land? What does it mean that we shall inherit the land? Bible commentary. Because I'm actually not quite sure, right? Now, this is the very first thing that comes up before I click on anything. To inherit the earth is to be at peace with God. In our study of Matthew 5:5, we see that Jesus is teaching how we are saved. He is teaching how we should come to God through himself. He is teaching the necessary posture of the soul before the holy God. And that one's on the meek shall inherit the earth. That's on that part. But I'm actually curious, like what... Now this is an interesting... I've actually seen the site once before. This is biblical hermeneutics. I don't know what that word means. What does that mean? Biblical hermeneutics. Let me look up that word. Hermeneutics definition. That is the branch of knowledge that deals with interpretation, especially the Bible or literary texts. That's weird. I've never heard that word before. Actually, I think I have heard that word. It's just I never really read it. Well, I guess I don't know. I haven't heard that word in a long time. Let's read this then. Inherit the earth. Let's see here. What is meant by X shall inherit the earth? This phrase is found countless times in Scripture. But should this be interpreted as physical possession of land? If the righteous all end up in Jerusalem, what would people have on earth? Okay, interesting. In Matthew 5:5, the Greek phrase is used, and they have the Greek word, I can't pronounce it. In Psalms 37, the Greek phrase is used in the Septuagint, and the same verb, same noun in both cases. It is the meek or mild will inherit. This would immediately suggest Jesus' logia in question was following a common expression. So we're justified in keeping part of the discussion. Okay, weird. Okay, let's see here. Something to take note is that the Greek word for earth, yinvin, in Matthew 5:5 and LXX Psalms 36:11 can just as well be translated as land or even ground. That's weird. See, sometimes it's weird, like looking when people bring up like the Hebrew and Greek definitions of words. So I guess it does kind of mean like land or ground. So to fully grasp which definition of earth is being used, we should understand it as it is used in conjunction with inherit. That made like no sense. I feel like they just like went in an entire that little paragraph right there. I feel like they just went into an entire circle, the very thing that they were just bringing up, right? Okay, let's read this one. This is another person that says something. Taking the Hebrew scriptures in their present shape, the earliest place we find the specific combination of verb inherit and noun is in Genesis 15:7, where God promises to Abram that he will inherit. As the narrative of Genesis continues, it becomes clear that this is the land that Abraham's descendants would settle to live in, and not the whole planet. The phrase inheriting the land is used for the land promised to Abram throughout the biblical historical narrative of the Hebrew scriptures. Genesis 28:4, Leviticus 20:24, Numbers 21:24-35, 35:52-55, and Joshua 1:11-15 and 12:1. Holy moly, there is a lot of things. There is a lot of verses about land, bro. There are a ton of verses about land. Holy moly, I kind of forgot. Like, okay, let's see here. This verb and noun is found more than 40 times, almost half the total in the book of Deuteronomy alone, almost all witches are used in this sense. The pairing is used in a negative sense on occasion in the same books mentioned above, referring to the people who are currently possessed. Okay, interesting. The land and tribes of Israel were instructed to expel from the area. To inherit the land is to possess and dwell in a specific geographical region that God promised to Abraham. So now this is getting a little confusing because we're getting into this, like, he's bringing up like things in the Old Covenant, right? So I think that's also interesting to take note of, right? When we find the phrasing used in the Psalms only 8 times, 5 of which are in Psalms 37, it is historically probable that the above is the intended meaning, to dwell in the land of Israel. This is the most obvious in Psalms 44:3, which of both are psalms about the entry of the Israelite tribes in the land of Canaan to inherit it. There are only 2 exceptions that I can find. One in Isaiah 14:21 seems to use it in a more global sense. Wow, that's weird. A prophecy is made against the kingdom of Babylon, lest the kings of Babylon rise and inherit the earth. The other, Habakkuk 1:6, is used of Chaldea, Neo-Babylon. Neo-Babylon. I have never heard that. I have never seen anybody use that word. Neo-Babylon. What does neo mean? I actually don't know. Is that in the future? Neo definition. That's weird. I've never seen that before in a Bible commentary. Oh, New Babylon. That's weird. Huh. Interesting. I thought Neo meant something different. A new, different form of something that existed in the past. Well, what is this person talking about? Neo-Babylon? Huh. So a new Babylon will arise, and I guess from this thing, I don't know. I guess something about they're not going to inherit the land or something like that. But because it is a prophecy against the judgment of Judea, it may still be referring to a specific region in Israel and not in a global sense. Okay, that's weird. So there's like a weird, that's kind of odd, because there's like, so this guy is saying that this phrase could be used in 2 senses, and I guess people really are not quite sure, right? Because this, some people are saying that this could be a global sense of inheriting the land, or it could just mean just one specific region, right? But how I see it, from just reading all the things that I've read, is that we're called, the Lord Jesus Christ says that we're called to make disciples of all nations, right? So that's actually very odd to think about. If we are to make disciples of all nations, right? What verse is that? Let's read that. Make disciples of all nations. Huh. That is very weird, right? What verse is that? Here, I need to find the exact verse. I guess that does kind of go into inheriting the land, right? Huh. I'm wondering what people think about that verse and then the verses of inheriting the land. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Dude, how crazy would it be if the Lord is somehow wanting believers just to go out and just into the lands? Like, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, right? But what if he could even be using things that we could just use things for the land? I'm wondering if that's something that we actually have to take notice of like what things are we using to, I guess, on the lands itself, right? And I guess one thing, we might be able to use the bike. That's what I think anyway. But that's so strange, man, to think about that, right? Huh. What else is this? This is a very strange, like, commentary, because this is a commentary of, like, a bunch of people that have their own, like, say upon the matter. But these guys are, like, super, like, gnarly, like, theologian guys, I think, that are bringing this stuff up. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Intriguing. Let's see what Matthew 28:19 brings up. Let's look up a commentary on that now. Matthew 28:19 commentary, because that's I guess that does make sense then, right? Because if we are to make disciples of all nations, how could we make disciples of all nations if we can't go into those lands, right? Because if we were blocked off from going into those lands, then we couldn't make disciples of all nations, right? I don't know. That's weird. It's weird to think about. Let's read some Bible commentaries on Matthew 28:19. Let's read a Bible ref commentary. What does Matthew 28:19 mean? In Matthew's story of Jesus, these are his parting words to his 11 remaining disciples in verses 18 through 20, are called to the Great Commission because Jesus is sending his hand-chosen disciples out into the world to accomplish a specific mission: make more disciples. This comes with some noteworthy inclusions, but what is also crucial are things which Jesus does not say. Specifically, the disciples are to make more disciples of all nations. This means people from every people group and ethnicity on earth. Okay, that makes sense, right? Oh, dude, so I feel like there's a big combo right there, because there was one that says, okay, yeah, interesting. Oh, dude, that's so weird, because that's reminding me of Psalms 2:8. Ask of me, and I will make the nations your heritage, and the ends of the earth your possession. Bro. Dude, do those two verses line up? I'm wondering if that lines up, because I feel like that trips me out right there, right? Dude, that's so weird. Huh. Okay, let's keep reading this one. Specifically, the disciples are to make more disciples of all nations. This means people from every people group, ethnicity on earth. Though Jesus, God's relationship with humanity has moved beyond Israel to include people from every corner of the world who come to the Father through the Son, Jesus' command is to make disciples. A disciple is someone who becomes like his or her master by living in a servant relationship to him. They learn from and submit to that person's example. That's what each of the 11 disciples, hearing this for the first time, had done in answer to Jesus' call. It is now what they will invite others to participate in from around the world. What up, Price? What up, Prices? How goes it, bro? Dude, so I'm actually going into some weird stuff today, man. There's some weird... Oh, I just lost my place, darn. Here, I gotta go back into it. Where was I? Okay, yeah. So... today I went into Psalms, we went into Psalms 25, and there is this part in Psalms 25. It's always weird. I know. Today today is just oddly weird, just more oddly weird than other days, because I found this well, actually I don't know if it's a combo, but there's this really peculiar combo that I've never thought of, right? But there's all these verses, I've underlined it in green. It says, his soul shall abide in well-being. His offspring shall inherit the land. See this thing I underlined in green? Inherit the land. Inherit the land, right? The lands, right? That's mentioned dude, that is mentioned so many times in the scriptures, bro. And so I read this hermeneutic thing, this theologian thing, and some people are commenting, and some people are saying that, well, this was only a specific region, and then some people are saying that they're not quite sure if this is a global phenomena or is this just a specific region. Well, then I had the thought of, well, Jesus said that we're to make disciples of all nations, and then it made me think about this one of these verses that says this right here, and it's just so weird, dude. And it made me think about this one, Psalms 2:8. Ask of me, and I will make the nations your heritage and the ends of the earth your possession. Isn't that weird? Dude, does that verse not trip you out? I feel like that verse trips me out, right? Because it makes me think, okay, well, if we are called to make disciples of all nations, how can we make disciples of all nations if we can't just go into different lands, right? And then it made me start thinking, like, what if God has put me on this strange thing of just like me doing the bike? Because here's the other weird thing. For some odd reason, I can't play video games. On my internet, for some reason, it just doesn't allow me to play video games. So I'm just like, all right, well, I'll just keep riding the bike. And so that's the weird thing about the bike, is you can traverse the lands. Do Do you get in arguments with atheists a lot? Honestly, not really. I think why people don't really, because I think it's weird because maybe if they're in a masked sense, I have gotten people that are against religion and like Christianity and stuff like that. But generally, they like people that do like to do that. They like to be under an alias, right? They don't like actually like doing it in person many times. Well, that's what I've noticed for me personally, because I have gotten some comments and stuff, like confusing comments on the internet and stuff like that. But when you're talking face to face with some people, it's not like they're going to just straight out just like say, well, sometimes they do, right? I know there have been some, unfortunately, there have been many inebriated conversations that I've had with people. Like, well, they bring up things and I'm just like, oh my goodness, especially like people that get really drunk and stuff. Sometimes they bring up some hard questions. And I think one of the hardest things to do for me personally is sometimes I don't even know, right? Sometimes they ask me, sometimes I feel like they pigeonhole me sometimes into these weird questions. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, dude. I don't even know how to answer you, man. And I think that takes some guts to have, to be like, dude, I don't know that answer, right? Instead of maybe giving a wrong answer. But, yeah. I think the big one is like, I think the other weird one is like when I meet people that like, they're like super into like Satan and things of that nature, right? Because I just sometimes, I mean, take this with a very, very big grain of salt. But I've never seen like a full-on like Satan worshiper, right? Just doing like a devotional every single day and then just like letting it be shown. I think there's this level of I don't know, right? It's just, I think it'd honestly be very interesting to just observe. Imagine like we observing someone that was just fully just worshiping Satan or something like that, and they're just doing like a daily devotional every single day for like 40 years straight, right? Because that's the weird thing is like with the Bible is that there's so many believers, bro, and they're doing their devotionals like boom, boom, boom every day, and we're supposed to let our light shine, right? Like in Matthew 5:14-16. But what's weird is I haven't really seen like too many things on like other aspects of other religions, and they're just like kind of just doing these crazy devotionals, right? But you got to take that with a big grain of salt. But I think sometimes I wonder, what do these people actually believe in, right? In terms of like, could they do something for that extended period of time? And I think the longevity of certain things, really, I've been noticing it lately, right? Because many things are fleeting. And sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying I am not like that as well, because I am. Sometimes I've gotten into these things that I've invested a lot of time into, and then like a couple years pass by and I just like totally forget about it. I'm just like, bro, I put in so much energy, so much time, and then I look back a couple years, I'm like, bro, it felt like just a waste of time, Whereas like what's weird about God's word is that there's just something just eternal. There's just something living. It's like this churning, living like mechanism. It's like this program that just keeps going and going and going and going. It's like the well that never runs dry, like a lot of pastors say. And it's like this living sword, bro. It's like the sword that is sharper than any other sword, because this sword can pierce into our own souls and things of this nature, right? And just change our thought process and like give us armor. And it's so weird to me thinking about that, right? Anyway, I kind of got off topic, but I probably just seem like a crazy person, but I think it's really interesting. I love finding the combos. I think I'm just like so like I know it sounds weird, but it's like, for me personally, I just like finding these combos and in the scriptures, because if you actually go out and listen, if you just go and type in sermon on YouTube and you just type in sermon and you look up people's devotionals, that's basically what these pastors are doing. Pastors are basically just comboing these verses out, but they're using it and they're finding these combos in such a way that it relates to what they're going through, what might be going on in the future, what happened in the past, and they kind of just all kind of just like coagulates into our life, and it's just so odd, dude. And the other weird thing about it is it's not just a couple people doing it. There's like millions and millions and millions of people just like doing their devotionals and stuff like that. It's just so crazy to think about, right? It's like it's almost like learning like a second language. That's kind of what I've been noticing. And I think one of the other coolest things about what I've been noticing is when I get deeper into like learning about God's word, it's just meeting other believers, bro. It's just so weird, bro. Like, it's just like sometimes there's just these weird coincidences that just start happening, man, and I just go, is that a coincidence, or was it almost sometimes it just feels like I'm tripping out, dude. I'm like, dude, there is no way that just happened. Like, there's just some weird synchronicities, some weird coincidences with other believers, and then they do something. I'm just like, wait a minute, that's really, really odd. Like, what did you just say? Like, I was just thinking about that. Like, it was just, it's just so odd, man. and I don't know, man. It's just hard to describe, man. But it's almost like what this one believer was saying is that there's this one believer in Long Beach that he's saying this is basically like a program, dude. This is basically the program that set us free, and we ain't the only ones studying this. There's millions and millions and millions of believers, maybe even billions of believers just out there just studying the same will of God, right? And I know I get a lot of things wrong, and I probably mess up a lot of things, but I think the most important thing is just to keep diligent, right? Because there's this one verse that says we are to seek the Lord diligently, and it says he loves those who seek me diligently, or something like that. And that's one aspect, right? And even if I do mess something wrong, and I get something wrong, I mess up, maybe I say something wrong, which I have many, many times on the course of these streams, I can't edit any of this stuff out, so we're just going to go with it. and hopefully I can catch my mistakes, and hopefully we can, learn from our mistakes. Because when we are weak, then we are strong. Anyway, we're back onto this disciple there. I'm going to finish reading this part out. I got a little sidetracked right there, but it's all good. It's all good, man. Let's go. Okay. Discipleship to Jesus involves at least two things. Jesus mentions in this command baptism and obedience. The disciples are commanded to baptize new disciples in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The choice to be publicly baptized is evidence that someone has believed in Jesus and made the commitment to follow him. The disciples were given the authority to baptize the person in the name of God, declaring that person's position in the eternal family of God. Notable is that Jesus does not command his disciples to print Bibles or anything similar. The written word of God is our ultimate reference for matters of faith. It is intended for that purpose by God. It is not only meant to be the only means but even the primary means by which new Christians learn about faith. The primary work of the Great Commission is to make disciples, which means the cooperative mentoring process we now refer as discipleship. To make more disciples. That's basically what we're called. And ultimately that goes into just planting seeds of faith, right? There's many, many ways we could do it. Many different little ways we can plant little seeds of faith. I honestly think from all the believers that I've been meeting, man, you even wearing a cross, bro, dude, I think that you go to the gym or something, bro, and you see that one dude wearing a cross, bro, he could be planting a little seed of faith right there, right? Just even acknowledging that. I kind of like to play this game sometimes. Actually, lately, that's what I have been doing. When I go downtown, I actually like to try and find as many. At every cross that I see, bro, I'm just like, I like to just take a little observation of it, right? Like any cross that I'm like, oh, is that a cross? Oh, that dude's wearing a cross. Oh, that dude's wearing a cross. Oh, that chick's wearing a cross. And I'm like, huh, that's weird, right? There's actually this one dude, I actually know there's this one dude on that I know that's kind of like his weird ministry that he does. He'll just take pictures of crosses. It's ridiculous. It's actually kind of, I don't know if that's really a ministry or not, but I think that's really cool. And that's actually kind of what got me the idea of just trying to find crosses in reality. Because I'm like, huh, that's weird. This guy's just like, he's literally like, he like goes around, he doesn't even say anything really. He just goes around and just takes a picture of all these crosses that he finds, right? He's like, oh, that's a cross. Boom, take a picture. And dude, he has some really, really weird pictures, bro. Like there's some crosses put in some areas that you're like, what in the world, bro? There's a cross in there? Or like there's like some really gnarly like hood area, right? Where there's like these homeless people, just like gnarly stuff going down, right? And then there's just like this giant cross somewhere or something like that. Or like somebody like graffitied some crosses or something like that, right? It's such a weird symbol, right? The symbol of the cross. And it's kind of like, sometimes it makes me remind me, and me personally, I like seeing the crosses because it reminds me that we are to bear our own crosses, right? What verse is that? And we are to like we are to deny ourselves, and we are to pick up our cross daily and follow the Lord Jesus Christ, which ultimately that means discipleship. Dude, that almost like went into a whole circle right there. Deny yourself and pick up your cross. I probably just seem like I'm crazy, but oh well. This stuff motivates me. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So every time I do see a cross, and it's weird, right? Because I know like some people say, oh, well, you know, like here's the other weird, and I've brought this up so many times, bro, but it's like I just want to relay the fact because I have heard some believers say, oh, well, if you're not a believer, you shouldn't be wearing crosses and things like that. But the thing is why I guess my kind of rebuttal on that is there's this skateboarder that was kind of like a part of like the whole like Dogtown Z-Boys kind of scene thing, and he was like inspired by them and stuff like that. Well, his name was Christian Asoy, right? And I brought the story up many times, but the thing is that he used to wear crosses when he wasn't even a believer. Like he would just wear crosses. He just thought they looked cool. You know, it was kind of like this maybe like goth kind of thing to do or something like that, right? It was like kind of edgy or something like that, right? Oh, just wear a cross and stuff like that, right? Well, the thing is that what happened with Christian Asoy is that he got put in prison because he was like selling drugs or something like that, or he got caught with a bunch of drugs and they thought he was selling them. And the thing was, is he got saved in prison. He started because he looked back at these old magazine photos because he would take these crazy photos of him like airing out of court, vert ramps and stuff like that. And he was wearing these crosses, and that just him looking back at his life and seeing that he was wearing crosses, it made him feel like the Lord was with him even then, but he wasn't really aware of it. And so then he started reading the Bible, and then the strangest part about it is I think he like became like a pastor or something like that. And he's like super about God. He's like super on fire for God and stuff like that. And I think that's a good thing why I kind of say, well, even if someone isn't a believer, you never know. That cross that they're wearing, who really knows? That maybe that could be a seed of faith that's getting planted in that person. And yeah, it's just really odd. And what's also really odd is I met some people that were like really into like the goth scene, and I know like it's kind of weird because a lot of people don't really realize the historical context of where the goth scene actually originated, and it kind of stemmed from the Gothic, right? Well, what's weird is the whole Gothic style, I think like emerged in like Germany or something. I could be wrong. I haven't looked at it in a while, but they started making these really gnarly looking churches, and they started dressing differently and things of this nature. They wanted to be kind of set apart with their style, right? And it's so funny how like believers way back then in the Gothic have basically just inspired. It's like they've kind of like kept going into the modern age. And when you see like goths of today, sometimes I see them. I've seen some people, they're wearing like 20 crosses, bro. I'm like, holy moly, dude. I mean, more credit to you, bro. Even if you don't believe, dude, that's gnarly to do. Like just walking around with like 20 crosses on them. I'm like, dude, that's gnarly. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty gnarly. Like, so I think that's kind of interesting. Anyway, that's my ramble of today. Let's just try and keep hiking up this giant mountain, I guess. Maybe not. I'm just gonna keep on. I guess it's not even a hike at this point. We're on a straight up backpacking mission. We're on a backpacking mission, and we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna keep just trying to keep. I think the big thing is I'm trying to keep consistent, because as long as I can kind of keep consistent, it kind of keeps me going. I'm like, okay, you know, because I feel like if I take sporadic breaks and then I start doing another Bible study, I get very like self-conscious. I'm like, oh, I said something wrong. And I'm like, and I get all like jumpy, and I'm like, and I don't even know what to talk about, right? But I feel like if I just keep just this consistency going, I'm gonna keep going, bro. And the thing is, if you don't know what to talk about, you just look up a commentary, bro. We have the technology. And the funny thing is, I actually was inspired a lot as well by Elijah Long. He used to just read books on his YouTube. He would just read just parts of the book and so on. Like, But he definitely is like way more well read than me. I don't really read much other stuff besides like you know, RPG stuff and things of that nature. Like, so yeah. So I feel like his insights are very interesting because he's a very well-read person. He's read so many different types of books. He knows all these different types of philosophies and things of this nature. And it's just so funny how like it all kind of stemmed back into him being a believer. And it's just so odd seeing that. Shout outs to that dude. I don't agree with everything that he says, but he is inspiring. And he also has one video that inspired me. Elijah Long. He has one video that said he was like, there's one video I forgot. It's like one of his really early videos. He has like thousands of videos, right? One of his early videos, he said something like, he's just gonna treat his like YouTube thing as like some sort of like visual like or like a verbal diary of just what he's thinking about, right? Even if he like makes a fool of him, even if he just messes up and stuff, just what are we thinking about? How can we relate our thoughts into our own voice, right? And just putting our thoughts into our voice, and it's a very interesting aspect to think. And I'm like, huh, that's really weird to think about. And I was like, huh, that's really weird. And I think he has another video saying like he was gonna try and make videos without him really pre-planning anything out, just like going into it, right? I thought that was really weird. Anyway, we're gonna do a card draw, and we're gonna just look at some artwork, and hopefully maybe this can make us think about some verses. And that's basically what I like too at the moment, is anything that gets me to think about a verse, even if it's the one verse, it kind of makes me, maybe might help for you to memorize things, right? Do. But today was weird. Today we went into the topic of inheriting the earth. And there is actually a big thing about that, right? Inheriting the earth, man. That's weird, man. I think we actually, as believers, we need to be thinking about that more too, I think. Just like thinking about things that maybe give us land. Or just make us explore lands and things of that nature, which I think the bicycle could do that. Especially flatland. You know, it sounds really weird. Maybe that's why the Lord kind of got me in this strange flatland thing. Because I know skate parks and street. I guess no, street is probably the big one. Street's actually probably the biggest one now. But flatland does open it up. I think if you get into street and flatland, bro, that'll probably give you so much lands to explore. And we can go out and explore the lands. I shall safeguard the lands. Greetings, Jason. What up, dude? Can we do a card draw? Bro, I was so sore yesterday, dude. I rode so much on Saturday, bro. I rode so much, dude, that like my muscles, I literally fell on a decade, dude. I was doing a decade downtown, and my muscles were so sore I couldn't even do a decade. And I fell on a decade, and I cut my finger open a little. I mean, it's not even that bad, but I just cut my finger open because like I like did the decade and like my muscles like cramped out, bro. It was crazy. I'm wondering like if I need more sodium if I'm like cramping out like that. And then like yesterday I just like slept for like 20 hours. Basically Sunday, I actually really like really needing a rest day. Like fully, like it feels so rewarding, bro. Like going throughout your week and you having that one day, bro, where you just sleep like 20 hours, bro. Like you just like, I physically need a rest day. Like it's just hilarious. Oh, but it's just so rewarding, man. Okay, let's see here. Boom. First card of the day. Ooh, interesting. We got Faith's Shield. This reminds me of Ephesians 6 about the armor of God. Number 2. Ooh, interesting. We got Brilliant Halo. Number 3. Ooh, cool. This is actually one of the new cards I put in there. Knightly Valor. Huh. I know it sounds really weird, but how cool Man, I love the whole like knight archetype. I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like every dude, like you know, I feel like all of us just always want like the whole knight archetype, right? Just like wearing the armor, freaking, you know, having a sword and things of that nature, slaying the dragon, right? Got Angel of Glory's Rise. Oh, the card looks gnarly. 5. Ooh. Holy Strength. What's what we need up in here? We need more Holy Strength. We got an island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm gonna do my last draw on my Instagram. And we're gonna do it like this. Do it just like this. Just like so. Greetings, travelers. Welcome to the draw of the day. We have Face Shield, Brilliant Halo, Knightly Valor, Angel of Glory's Rise, Holy Strength, an Island, and for the last card of the day for number 7, we have oh cool, Guardian of Faith by Brian Valeza. That thing looks gnarly, huh? Well, everybody, that was the draw of the day. I hope you have a good one. I really like this one, Face Shield. Try your best and have fun, everybody. Okay, let me hashtag this. Done. Now we hashtag. We multi-stepping it right now. We're going. I wonder if the hashtags on the story still work. I think they do. I'll just put this on the story like this. Boop. Boop. Oh yeah, this is the card that we drew in the last one. Guardian of Faith. That's cool. Alrighty, well, that was the first segment of the stream. Man, look at this combo right up in here. We got our stone. This is our strange square stone we found. I found this out in the desert. Oh no, I'm uploading this thing. My stream's gonna stop, or I need to actually click off. Dude, my internet's like weird. I can't even upload a story without it messing up my stream internet. I'm like barely on the precipice of like being able to stream. Actually, this is why I actually can't stream video games. I can actually stream some video games. I just have to lower the settings so much that it's just like watching like a N64 game, and it's just nobody wants to see it. So, let's go. Oh, let's chug some coffee. Cheers, everybody. Intriguing. Interesting.
All right, let's ride some bikes. Oh, dude, I found out this new ride out for that one trick. I found out another ride out for the side donut. We're gonna try it today. Bro, it's already 5:20. Holy moly. Put some PSI on our tires. Oh god, I lost a lot of PSI. How's the whip handling today? Are you my buddy that lives down the street? I haven't rode yet, so we're gonna figure it out in a little bit. I'm really sore today, though, so should be alright though. I'm gonna do some quick ACL warm-up exercises. Wire some plants with some fire hydrants. No generators. I know, dude. Generators are like the only trick I just know how to do. That's my consistent trick. I don't have many consistent tricks, but the generator is one of my consistent tricks. Oh, there's actually a new trick I've been working on. It's a, I saw someone do a no-handed squeaker. So I've been trying to figure that out. I'm tired. I'm like still sore, it's crazy. But you could do a fire hydrant squeaker no-hander. Cool. So you can do like a tail up no-hander. We're gonna work on some tricks now. Tired today. Got a good warm up in. What other things was I working on? uh, So I found a new write out for this trick. So Dave Smith, that's actually one of the reasons why I learned this trick, because of Dave Smith. But I saw him, he does like this, and how he does his write out is he goes like this, but then he switches his foot like this. And then he goes like into that, into like a fire hydrant. I'm going to try that right now. Yep, I think that's way easier. Yeah, I'm trying to work on that. What other ones have I tried? There's also fire hydrant to free sweep. And then backyards. Just a bunch of boring stuff. I don't think it's boring, but I think it'd probably be boring to watch. But oh, happy now. It's a happy song. Let's go to this playlist. No, pretty close, huh? I need to learn how to mix circle, huh? Wait, is the mix circle... The mix circle's, without your hand on the seat, right? It's just like this. I think it's just like that, right? Almost got a good one right there, I think. I also want to do the, I want to learn how to, what's it called? Mega spin. Mega spin's hard. I think it's hard. Can't get it going. I feel like it's gonna feel like the next circle though. Let me practice this one too. Get rid of that playlist. Oh, no, there it is. I also want to learn hang 10 seat grab. I don't really want to learn this trick, but like multiple flatlanders have said this trick's like super important because you can go into a whole bunch of different tricks. So it's another trick I'm trying to learn too. Yeah, I need to learn the hang 10 seat grab. That one's a pivotal trick. Freaking do it, dude. That trick is actually really hard, I think.
wheel game today. Oh yeah, you could do freak sweep to hang 5. The determination. I might have some mild form of obsessive compulsive disorder that I've never gotten treated. I'm wondering if every flatlander just has a. What if every flatlander is just like a mild obsessive compulsive person? That'd be hilarious, huh? What if every flatlander took a psychology test and we all just came back like as obsessive compulsive? That'd be hilarious. You guys know how to do a hang 10 seat grab? For some reason this is another trick that doesn't have that many how-tos. It's so weird. Front wheel's hard, bro. Like every front wheel trick for me is just hard. Like harder than the back wheel tricks for some reason. I've come to that conclusion. I'm gonna start doing that now. Honey butter. What's up, dude? What up, Creative Fit? How good is it, man? Hey, do you have a Twitch? Do you live stream Creative Fit? I don't know if you do or not, man. Am I following you? I need to follow you. I don't know if I am. Oh, that was it right there. Dude, that trick is hard. Pedro Mello. I think I've heard of that rider. I think I may have heard of it. Why is my brakes so weird? Why are my brakes all janky? They're like skipping on me. There we go.
He does hitchhikers with his knees on his pegs. Wait, I do a second. Oh, travel and dude, that'd be cool. Travel drugs. There's actually another flatlander that does outdoor streams. His name's Dmitry. What's his name? It's like Dmitry Kanelkikov or something like that. But he used to ride flatland, but now he does like outdoor bike riding streams. It's cool. What was I doing? I totally forgot. I think there was a boomerang line I was gonna do. Oh, that's it right there. That was so close. That trick's hard. The boomerang and a half, or it's a flail. I think it's a flail and a half. It's not a full. It's not a boomerang. It's a flail. A flail and a half. It's tricky. Dude, the boomerang's a hard trick, bro. Have you learned the boomerang, Jason? That trick is hard. I don't know how, like, those guys from, like, the 80s, they do so many of them. They're just like, they don't even hit the frame or anything. They do the, what's it called? I think it's like a wind surfer or wind sailor or something like that. What is it called? I think it's something like that. It's a no-touch boomerang. Where is that? I don't know how to make circle. But just because he said that, Jason, I want to learn it now. I wonder how you even, like, learn how to make circle. I really don't even know. Oh, that was it right there. What up, Summons? Is that how you pronounce your name? Summons? Summons. The Summoner. Summoners are gnarly. In RPG games. Seat driving circle. Oh. Yeah, I've actually never really even tried to learn the mixed circle. Can't you learn it from a peg fire hydrant? I think you can learn it like this, right? Yeah. You gotta like find that like right card or something. I don't know how to do it. Kind of feels like, I feel like it feels like the what's it called? Mega spin. I don't know how to mega spin. I feel like I should know how to do that trick, but I don't know how to do it. The balance point's really weird. It's on copyright. It's not copyright. So let's do that new ride out. Let's do the new ride out for this trick, the side donut. So there's a video I saw of Dave Smith that goes like this. Let's just practice that. That's the ride out, I think. Oh, yeah, that's the ride out for sure. I feel like that's way easier. I should have been doing that this entire time. There needs to be a modern flatland shores mode. Yeah, for sure. Well, what a bunch of, I mean, there are some flatlanders I've been talking to, and what's weird is like, there's a bunch of these schools in like Europe and Japan, like all these various schools, like in France, but I guess like America's kind of lacking in the, in like the schooling of flatland or something like that. I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, it's odd. But there's so many tricks without how-tos, or just barely any how-tos. It's weird. It's like really, really weird, actually. Like this side donut, dude. There's only one how-to on how to do it, and it's like they do this. It's Chad DeGroot, and he just teaches you how to scuff it, right? But he doesn't teach you how to get into it. He doesn't teach you the different ride-outs to it, the ride-ins to it. Because I feel like sometimes like flatland's like learning like 3 tricks in one, right? Because there's the ride in, there's the balance point, and then there's the ride out. There's actually 4 levels to it, right? There's the ride in, there's multiple ride ins for many tricks. There's the scuffing, but then there's not only scuffing, you can also glide it. And you can also pump it. So there's like 3 levels to that. And then there's the ride out, which the ride out has like multiple ride outs, right? And multiple ways you can land it. And then there's the other aspect of you can learn it bars small or bars big. You can learn it like bars little, like this, or you can learn it like that, right? So that, like, if you just learn some of these tricks like this, it just totally changes the trick itself. And so, yeah, I get, that's like weird. Flatland's gnarly. There's like so many different levels to it. Oh, dude, I think that's way easier. Because, like, you're not all, like, weirdly positioned with your body weight, like, over here. I think if you, like, switch your foot, you kind of, like, dig your body weight a little like that and kind of, like... Oh, that's crazy. Heading back to the studio. Hey, did you guys make that? I watched your ministry thing that you sent me on Instagram. Did you guys make that YouTube video? That YouTube video was awesome, dude. It was like animation. There was a whole bunch of stuff in it. It was awesome. You guys are in it, man. You guys are awesome. Yeah, dude, that's rad. Oh, holy moly. Wait, do you guys have like a team of artists? Because I've been trying to, I'm trying to like switch up my Instagram, on my art Instagram, because like, I'm going to try and get into the whole like Christian art scene, right? For a while I was dabbling in the Christian art scene for a little bit, but dude, all the artwork, because I'm like all the work that I'm posting right now is like 3 years old. But basically all of the rest of my work is 98% of it is all just like Christian based. It's hilarious. It's like gnarly. So I'm gonna have to like get into like the Christian art hemisphere, which I know there's one on Instagram. We had a team of artists. That's cool. This song is actually not on copyright. Darn, that's hard. Trying to build the community back up. Yeah, we have the capabilities. I'm trying to get in touch with a lot of the artists on Instagram, the Christian artists. For sure, man. Have a good one, bro.
Gonna be here grinding.
That song doesn't work full.
Recently, for no reason at all, I estimated what was being big wireless companies are allowed.
These are rare songs that are on copyright. There's these really small bands, but they never got a record deal or something. Oh, fudge. That was it. Oh, what am I doing? Bumping's hard. Bumping is hard. Fudge. Oh, terrible. Let me take a check.
That was the first generator of the day. I'm gonna try not to do barrier, but that was the first one of the day. I'm gonna try. Hang 5 tire tap coping. Like kind of stall it. Kind of like this. There's Hang 5 Freak Squeak. On the what? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's hard. Oh, you're talking about like this? That would be gnarly. Like a nose pick? I gotta like conserve my energy. I actually need to use all my energy right now to learn new tricks. I'm trying this on the wood thing. Maybe try and do some cliffhangers a little bit. It's so easy on this thing. I just want to do that so bad. It feels so much different actually doing it. What is this? I haven't really learned how to like hang 5 up things. It's kind of weird. This quarter was a little weird. There's like a big bump right here. That'd be cool to learn. I might have to try it. Alright, let's do some cliffhanger practice. That's not normally how I land it, but the cliffhanger is weird too because it's easy on this thing, but I can't really do it. It's like actually like doing the balance point, like the shifting of your weight, makes it so hard. Oh. That's exactly how I have to do it. Now if I can just replicate exactly what I did right there, right here. So let's try it. Alright. I'm about to fall a couple times. I know I'm going to fall a couple times in this one. Just got to be like confident with this trick. Actually, let's do one more. Let's do this too. We're going all out. This is straight up cliffhanger practice. We'll do that, then we'll do this. We'll just do everything to learn this trick. It's easy on this thing for some reason. Not easy on the actual bike. Oh! Almost moved up. Alright, let's try it on the bike now. So these two things are easy. I could do it on these two things. This actual bike is hard now. It feels so much different. Like that weight, that next like 15 pounds, dude, changes so much stuff. Alright. Maybe that's how I should do it. I should practice all of the tries and cliffhangers and then just try and do it now. It's like, feels so weird. It feels so much different for some reason. I don't know why. That first one out of the way. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing something, like something makes me just buck off of it. I don't know why. It might be my seat.
I'm like scared to balance it. I'm scared to do this. Cause like, I feel like cause I do those hang 10 no-handers, and if you see a lot of people do the hang 10 no-handers, they're like this, right? And I just did that for so long. I needed to be like up here instead of like this. I need to be like this. It's just scary. It's a scary trick for some reason. Brutal. See, I think that's what I need to do. I need to like, I need to get up more because like what's making me flip over is because like I have too much weight in the front of it. I need to be like, that'd be cool. I wouldn't say that one. I've heard this song before. What song is this? Let me see what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I need to put my foot, I'm kind of like, I've been putting my foot a little like in the middle, but maybe, maybe I need to put it on my toes a little bit more. I'm going to try on my toes. Maybe that would put my weight a little bit more back. Oh my God. Oh, dude, I think that was it. What the heck? Bro, I think I might have figured it out. I've literally been having my foot like right here. I think you have to have your feet in the front, like that. Bro, nobody told me that. Are you kidding me? Dude, if I land one and that was what I had to do. Yeah, I don't look good, huh? The thing is, I've landed them before, but I land them like this. I go like this and I just put my hands back on. I'm scared to like hold it.
you're running around the pegs, it looks good.
I feel like I'm still like this. I need to get up more. I'm sure it's hard. I've been stuck on that thing for so long. This trick is so hard. Alright, it's a little bit. That trick is brutal. Sometimes I wonder, did everybody else have to go through the struggle to learn this thing? Because when you see people doing it, they make it look really easy. Like if you just see someone doing it, they just like, it just seems like they just do it automatically and it's just not even that hard. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of wondering, it might even be my garage too, because my garage is on a slight downhill slope, and I'm wondering if that is maybe, I know it affects the cliffhanger for sure. The other thing is that I'm trying to learn it going in a circle, right? And there are some how-tos that said that you shouldn't learn it that way. You should learn it in a straight line first before you do it in a circle. But there's not that much room. Okay. Sky Temple. Hidden Island. Yeah, that's the thing. He does it. He's carving it really, really tight. It's crazy because like Todd Carter, like he has that trick so down, bro. He makes that thing look so easy, dude. That trick is hard. So how I use, because I have landed some. How I used to learn it is I did learn it bar small. But the thing is bar small, it's hard for me to like jump over the bike a lot of times. I get hung up on here, so. We're doing that. That trick. I'm slowly gonna, I think I slowly made a little notch in the progression bar, but it's hard. I mean, we could try the locomotive. The locomotive's another no-handed trick that's really, really hard. I haven't landed a locomotive here.
That's life as a cage for the end. Vital Farms has plenty of food to work with. Oh look, we're having a meeting. Vital Farms, keeping it full free.
Alright, locomotive practice. You can ride in a locomotive like this. Press the back brake.
trick is gnarly, bro. That thing is so hard. Kevin Jones is crazy. Ooh. That balance point's so hard. I don't see how anybody would come up with that trick. That trick is ridiculous. I still have yet to even land one. Now let's try the backyard no-hander. I think the backyard no-hander is easier. Basically the same, kind of, just easier. Because like the backyard no-hander, you can kind of get into a backyard and just kind of hold the backyard a little bit and then take off your hands and then go back into it. Like the locomotive, it just feels like you just gotta take your hands and hopefully you just get in the balance point. Oh my god, it was there right there. What's my secret to my generators? I do them switch-footed. I learned, when I first learned generators, I learned them switch-footed. Right? Because I do them like this. Right? Most people that learn them, they go like this. They learn a regular foot, right? I can do it both feet now, but one of the reasons why I learned it switch-footed is because of my cranks. You see how my cranks move around? When I did it switch-footed, it gave me a little bit more room. I also tilt my foot to keep my cranks out of the way. Most people do it like that, but I do them like that. The only reason why I do it like that is if you see my cranks are always moving, so I need like that little bit of room. You can see that I need that room so my crank can keep going like that. And that's why I kind of learned it that way first. I don't know. The generator, like, I just started picking it up. I don't know. It was like the first scuff trick that I learned, so I can do it like forever now. The other thing is like, certain tricks have different scuff patterns. So like the locomotive has a scuff pattern to where, okay, so like here's like an example, right? Like so with the generator, right, you can kind of take your foot off kind of quite a bit, right? Like from the tire. Or I'll show you. So you can kind of like get away with, see, I can kind of like, you know. So you could do that with the generator, right? But the thing is if you get into certain scuff tricks, like say the backyard no-hander, or what's the locomotive. So if you're in the locomotive, right, like that, you basically can't let your foot get above like a centimeter. Your foot it can't go that far out, otherwise you're gonna lose it. So basically you have to like do these really like these really pressured long kind of scuff things. There's kind of like different scuff patterns. And like you'll kind of notice it too, because like you'll notice it with different scuff tricks, because like I can feel it with the funky chicken. The funky chicken kind of has a different scuff pattern. Did you see it? Like you can feel it out. And then like that, like the funky chicken has a different scuff pattern compared to this one. This one is like very, very fast. And then that one, so the freak squeak scuff pattern, it feels like it's one of those scuffs where you can't let your foot get too high up. You have to like kind of keep it low. Like really, really low. Otherwise you lose it. I don't know if that makes any sense. And then the other cool thing about gyrators, which I liked, is if you have a back brake, you can like save like your scuff. Like if you're about to like loop out, you can kind of like feather your brake a little bit and save it, which I do a lot. These kind of a workout too. It definitely like works out this arm. Kind of tires your arm out, but once you get used to it. But yeah, so check out so the backyard no hander is kind of the same. The backyard no hander is one of those really long scuffs where I can't let my foot get too high up. I think that's what makes it so hard. Yeah, the gyrator is a good one, I think. Some people learn different scuffs though. Some people are different. Because like Matt Wilhelm on his ground rules video, he said his first scuff trick was the front yard or freak squeak. My buddy Ryan Russell, he said his first scuff trick was actually the funky chicken. My first scuff trick was actually the gyrator. Actually, no, my very first scuff trick was actually this trick. This is like the very first scuff trick. It's not really even a scuff, but it was definitely my first one. It was the track stand. It was this one. I haven't done that in so long. So this actually was my very first scuff trick. And then after that I learned the gyrator, social gyrator. I mean, I don't know if you do, you probably have the flatline pegs, but I do run the grip tape. I actually need to change this grip tape out pretty soon. And that kind of helps my foot stay right there.
Oh yeah, the other thing,
I modded my bike. Actually I totally forgot about that. So there's like this mod right here that I made. I took a piece of wood. And I shaved it down so it kind of looks like my frame right there. And I basically just duct tape it. Now the reason why I did that is because I do a lot of the pivots, right? And so if you don't have that, I got this idea because of my flatline frame. So the flatline frame that I was running, this one right here, actually has it right here. See this? See how the look at how this dropout. I wish most companies would do this now, but if you look at this, how this is made, it's like really smooth right here, right? And all the new frames like that, they don't really put. Well, actually, some of the frames I think might do it, but the only problem is I cracked this frame. I exploded this. Look at how I cracked this thing. It's so crazy. I like straight up exploded it. I actually messed it up on my stream. It's such a weird crack, dude. Look at that. I like exploded the frame. But I was also running this frame like riding street and skate parks and stuff, so that's probably why. I bet if I just rode flat with this thing, I would have probably never done this to the top tube. Yeah, stream is not a dude. Yeah, this thing's brutal. This is the one that's in, a lot of people have run this one. Flybike's Micro Machine. That's actually the one that Matt Wilhelm has in his video, I'm pretty sure. But it was 18.75. I actually loved it. It was crazy, bro. Like, I actually love the 18.75 frame, dude, because that's actually where, like, it made my cliffhangers way easier. This song's cool. I've been stuck on this trick, man. Sounds like a little repetitive. I kind of wish they would have like put another little beat thing in there. It's generators. That's the only way I can win. Oh my goodness. That's my only trick, really. That's fun, though. There's one trick I know. I guess if I went into a contest, I'd probably be doing a generator. The longest generator. I actually might be able to do that, huh? I need more. I did do a free sweep in front of that one. That was cool. Oh, did I put a stream mark or did I put another stream mark? This song's too repetitive. Bro, you had it, bro, but it's a little too repetitive, man. I could probably do the longest switch foot generator. You know, that actually reminds me, I haven't landed a switch foot double foot generator in a while. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I do. If you see me, you'll see it with a lot of flat riders. If you see me doing this, you know what? I do that because I can feel this pivot point, right? Because even though I have this thing right here, I still don't want to scrape that thing. So when I do this, like if you see me doing that, or you just see any flat rider doing that, they're doing it so they can feel the pivot on their on their peg. I haven't really said that though on a how to. That's what they're doing. See if you do this. If you see me doing it, I do it a lot actually. Oh, that's good. Sounds kind of slow. I need a faster song. You know what's actually funny too? I actually started listening to drum and bass. And I feel like once I started listening to drum and bass, it kind of like got me better at scuffing. It sounds ridiculous, but like... Oh, I can't even ride right now. I was trying to learn the new one. I don't know if I could do it though. Double foot Jerry, I think it's hard.
can't even get into it anymore. It's hard. That trick's so hard. Oh, that's it. Dude, I'm so close. I'm about to land that. I think I'm gonna land it this week, or I might even land it today if I try. It's already 6:46. What's that? Man, I've only landed one thing all day today. Oh, what's this? Weird. We found a new artist, a new beat maker. I'm kind of digging this. I dig the boom bap. It's like 90s hip hop beats. I was just holding on to that thing. Oh, why is this trick so hard, dude? This trick, like, it's weird because it looks easy, but, like, it's just hard, man. I think it's hard. I don't know. thing's brutal, dude. Now let's try the back air no-hander. I get kind of demotivated, bro. Like I'm trying so much, it's just so hard to land. What other ones are there that I'm trying to work on? Oh yeah, the funky chicken toe up. We have to have a daily funky chicken tail, maybe not daily, 6 days a week funky chicken tail practice. You guys are out there. You can join the class. This is the class of how to do the funky chicken tail up. We just do this thousands of times. Ooh, love it. Alright. So you do that, and then you actually go for it. Wow, it's so hard, it feels impossible sometimes. Yeah, I know, man. That's like why it's so rewarding, though. Because it does feel impossible, but then like once you learn it, you're just like, bro, I learned a trick. It's gnarly. Oh, that was it, dude. That was close, bro. That was a close one. But see, even that just pumped me up. I know I didn't land it, but like, I got the whip like all the way around, kind of, and then just like like made me so stoked. So actually, that's the other weird thing. Scuff tricks on that wood thing are really hard to learn because most scuff tricks, they actually involve like your bike kind of being like, I don't know, I haven't really like tried it because like you kind of need like that resistance, right? And with the wood thing, it's kind of like a free thing, right? So it's like hard to like feel that resistance. Pretty cool song. Oh! Dude, that trick's gnarly, dude. I've been after that one for so long. I haven't yet to land this thing. Oh, you need to get like that right funky chicken. I feel like you need to like stall it out too. You gotta get like, there's like this range where you kind of have to hold it, and you kind of stall it for a second, and then you can like throw the whip around.
Man, that thing's gnarly. Do some multi-fire whips. Oh my god, what was that? I didn't just throw this back. I gotta fix this real quick. I'm broke as smoke again. Where's that wheel? It was one of these. Let's see here. I think one of these spokes will fit. Let's try it out. Booga baga, biga baga, booga baga, biga baga, booga baga, biga baga. I'm surprised that there's just not more flatlanders. It's really weird, actually. I honestly just like riding my bike. Even if I'm going around in circles, I just like riding my bike, man. I'm just like, you know, I like riding everything. If I could ride everything, I would ride everything, honestly. Like, in some ways, maybe this torn ACL was a blessing in disguise. Probably never would have gotten fully into flatland if it wasn't for it. I think eventually I'm going to have to get surgery. This is what we're harvesting. The harvest has yielded plentiful results. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore pray to the Lord of the harvest to send out more laborers into the harvest. Let's see here. Fit these.
2 hours 37 minutes. Right? I forgot we could try and get some weird clips. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Let's write some fire hydrants. Let's water some plants. Lost this trick. I gotta get a good one. I wonder if it's just a tire. Let's do a triple. Triple wet to triple bar. Dude, that was so close. This one is beautiful. I just gotta do it. Triple wet, triple bar. I need to get another tire, I think. Let's try the fire hydrant to squeaker no hander. Now let's actually try elbow glide. Elbow glide to elbow glide to steamroller. I think I freaking hit the ledge.
The 9th annual Bird Cub Sugar School Fun Run is heading for Tingley Drive Sunday, October 29th.
This is 90. Let's see here. Ooh, how do you do that? Okay, let's see here. How is he doing that? Let's see if we get a good thing at this. I think we gotta go. That's the wrong way. Is that? I don't know if it is. Or is it this way? Or is it the other way? Yeah, that is the way. Okay. Let's just go in. That's fun.
I wonder what other trick you could do from that. I wonder if you just do lawnmower to generator. Fun. Cool. You can do lawnmower to generator. I've never done that before. Yippee! We got 2 clips today. That's remarker. Dom Marino, Mr. Dom Marino. Dom Marino, Mr. Dom Marino. Whoa. Whoa, that was gnarly. Oh, I wonder if you could do. Oh, dude, you might be able to do Slider. Wow, that was crazy. Slider. Slider. Slider Water. How long have I been? Oh, almost 3 hours. I'll read some scriptures. All right, let's read some scriptures. John chapter 15. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. Already you are clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit by itself, unless it abides in the vine. Neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, and you are the branches. Whoever abides in me, and I in him, he is that bears much fruit. For apart from me you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and withers, and the branches are gathered and thrown into the fire and burned. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full. We are to have joy. Joy, 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 joy. By endurance you will gain your lives. Luke 21, verse 19. What other verses we got up in here? The steps of a man are established by the Lord when he delights in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be cast headlong, for the Lord upholds his hand. Farewell, travelers. We're out of here.